Beloved Masters, for a moment, imagine that you are fully aware of your origins and that you can tap into your personal cosmic history files anytime you wish. Imagine that you have the ability to communicate with those around you without words, mind to mind. Imagine that you have the natural ability to see everyone's auric field, and therefore, you can read or understand a person's state of being at any given moment. Imagine that you can envision clearly that which you wish to manifest, and it takes only a little time and effort for your visions to become reality. Imagine that you have the ability to communicate and interact with the archangels and the vast angelic realm, as well as the ascended masters and the great beings of light. All of these attributes and abilities are a part of your natural state of being in the higher realms, and you are now in the process of regaining these God-given talents, as well as the ability to assist in the evolutionary process of humanity and the earth. We have explained many times and in many ways how you separated your divine self into a masculine spark of essence with the characteristics and qualities of our Father God, and a feminine spark of essence with the virtues and attributes of our Mother God. Since that first separation, each facet of yourself has refracted into a multitude of smaller sparks of divinity, and you have assumed a myriad of forms and innumerable missions throughout this universal experience. The next grand stage of universal expansion and the evolution of all sentient beings are well underway, and each of you has an integral part to play as a star seed and a bearer of divine light. The ascension process requires a letting go of those things that have kept you in the stifling, restrictive reality of the third and fourth dimensions. It entails returning to balance and harmony in all facets of your earthly being, which will result in your memory banks being cleared of all the discordant energies or events of your rich and varied past. All that will remain is the wonder, joy, and successful endeavors you have attained as a co-creator in the material realms. As you traverse the path of ascension, you are reclaiming the wisdom stored within your sacred mind, and you have tapped into the rich storehouse of creator light called adamantine particles. You are beginning to demonstrate and use many latent abilities that have been kept in reserve until you were ready to reclaim them. You were designed to be a transmitter of light in a world of illusion and shadows. You are on Earth to become a master conveyor of energy. Your breath is the mechanism by which you draw forth the primal life force substance of creation while you are functioning in a third or fourth dimensional environment. However, as you open and activate your sacred heart and sacred mind, you have the ability to gain access to the full spectrum light of this universe, and also the divine alchemical properties of the violet flame will be available to you in full measure. The law of the circle ensures that the vibrational patterns you send forth will be returned to you, along with an accumulated measure of similarly qualified energy, or vibrations of the same frequency patterns. You are the center of an energy vortex that is made up of a circle or loop of vibrational patterns that you have projected from you via your solar power center. Your solar plexus is aptly named, for just as the Earth receives cosmic energy from the sun of your solar system, so do each of you radiate life force energy from your own solar power center. For a moment, envision yourself as the central focus of your world. You are the power source and your thoughts, actions, and intentions radiate forth from you in a loop of energy that connects with like energy. That energy magnifies and manifests in the world of cause and effect and then returns to you, reinforcing your picture of reality. Your body absorbs a portion of that energy, creating pain and suffering or joy and blessings, depending on the frequencies. The remainder flows out behind you, creating the other loop of your infinity pattern, while the residual gradually flows into your personal wheel of creation. You are constantly adding to your personal prison of energy or your vehicle of light and your personal reality on Earth. Have we not told you that you came to Earth as co-creators with the God Force? Returning to balance and harmony is a prerequisite to staying centered within the Sacred Heart. In order to do so, you must constantly evaluate and upgrade your awareness of self. Your emotions are affected by your beliefs, and your intentions are affected by your emotions. Listening to the nudgings of your soul, the wisdom of your sacred mind, and the emotions of your sacred heart will help you to fine-tune your discernment abilities so that you can make the right decisions and always choose the highest path. Reverence for all things and God-inspired choices lead to self-mastery. One of the most important things you can do to initiate the process of returning to balance and harmony within the reality you have created is to apply the law of forgiveness to all your miscreations and interactions with others. Doing so will immediately accelerate the process of returning to center, for it erases or breaks the energy cords you have attached to other people's solar plexuses, and it will also shut off the radiations to and from any negative collective consciousness belief systems that you have taken as your own. You are taking back the vibrational patterns you have exchanged, added to or participated in, thereby allowing you to move into the state of grace process. Be aware that as you do so, you will experience the transformational clearing process and all it entails. However, it will not be as traumatic or as drawn out as it would be if you had not willingly and wholeheartedly agreed to take the initiative. The law of forgiveness includes aligning your will with the greater will of our Father or Mother God for the highest and best outcome for all. The divine plan for this universe is at a critical stage of the evolution process, and time is of the essence. Becoming an active member of the Light Brigade and a New World server will open a portal of new possibilities. Those of you who have diligently stayed the course will reap the rewards of self-mastery and discipleship. As you move into the realm of self-mastery, you automatically begin to view your life and the world from a higher vantage point and with much wiser insight. You begin to embrace your reality through a filter of love or light, and non-judgment and discernment become a natural part of your state of being. A good affirmation to remember and use is, I embrace the wholeness of my divine reality. There is power in humility. There is power in forgiveness. There is power in gratitude. Love is the power which contains all the virtues and qualities of God consciousness. Many of you are aware that in the beginning stages of the initiation process there is a crisis as the battle for supremacy begins between the ego and the soul. Each person must endeavor to clear his or her illusionary, distorted reality of the astral planes. The ego desire body is controlled by the energies and impulses of the 3 lower chakras, and these imbalanced inclinations must be brought under the control of the soul self once more. This period is often called the dark night of the soul or traversing the valley of shadows. When you are in the midst of the process, it is important that you understand you are not being punished. After you have successfully traversed the shadowlands and emerged triumphant, you will look back in retrospect, and you will realize that you were given a great opportunity. A spiritual aspirant is a consciously aware human being who is seeking enlightenment and self-mastery. In the beginning stages, he or she is still somewhat self-focused, often prone to temper and irritability, and may experience bouts of self-doubt and depression. A spiritual aspirant should endeavor to develop sensitivity and a loving, understanding nature. The aspirant's life purpose will gradually move away from personal ambition and love of power into a desire to be of service to humanity. A desire to serve others is a soul instinct. An aspirant gradually begins to let go of the "it is all about me," and the "I, me, my" concept, as the external focus slowly begins to fade. There is a gradual turning inward, and the major focal point becomes the solar power center, which comprises the solar plexus, heart, thymus, and throat. As this area is bathed in the higher frequencies of light, the threefold flame in the chest area begins to blaze forth once more in preparation for the opening of the portal to the Sacred Heart. Allow us to give you a few more important key points to assist you in integrating the wisdom necessary to become a full-fledged spiritual aspirant on the path of enlightenment. The emotional body is a reflector. It responds to external stimulation, such as other people, events, emotional attachments, and addictions. Tread the path of life gently and reverently. Speak softly with discernment. See that your actions reflect the purity of your God self and leave footprints of light for others to follow. There is an ebb and flow to the cycles of the soul, just as there is throughout the cosmos. The soul draws forth the essence of life from its I Am presence in preparation for a new life cycle of experience. At the end of that cycle, the life essence is slowly withdrawn and the physical death process results. However, the real you in spirit form remains, for you are immortal. The soul's impulses and influence are much stronger in a being who has stepped onto the path of awareness than in an unawakened person who is still caught up in the illusion of a third or fourth dimensional existence. You must strive to maintain an ever-expanding state of soul consciousness in order to progress on the upward spiral of ascension. It is time for those who will be among the New World servers to become aware of each other. Criticism is a faculty of the ego and the lower mind. Criticizing or finding fault with yourself or others is detrimental to the extreme. You add energy to that which you focus your attention on, therefore, it is of the utmost importance that you look for the good in everyone and everything. Constructive criticism is sometimes necessary. However, it should only be used to assist someone to correct harmful behavior, take the right action, or find the appropriate direction. You can only fail if you quit trying. You may lose time, however, you should gain some knowledge with each failure. Growth and wisdom come from learning what not to do, and in perfecting the skills that will help you become proficient in your chosen field of endeavor. Lower vibrational energy creates discordant frequencies within your soul song. The vibrations of discord cause discomfort within the area where it originated or where it is focused within the physical vessel. If the negative energy patterns are strong enough, they can create disease and will eventually contaminate the entire body. You must tame and gain control of your emotional body via your higher self, guides and angelic helpers in order to become receptive to the refined frequencies of cosmic truth. You must clear the mind of distorted, negative, defeating thoughts. Only a clear vessel can receive and transmit the wisdom teachings of the cosmic libraries of God consciousness. A spiritual seeker refuses to pay attention to public opinion, judgment, or failure. Aspirants are recognized by their vibrational frequencies or light quotient, not by their knowledge or their deeds. Remember, beloveds, the clarion call from your soul self will continue to echo until you heed the call. Many of you have begun or are ready to begin your true mission, whatever that may be, but never forget that the ultimate goal is to be a conveyor of Creator love or light. We are aware that the future is uncertain and everyone is experiencing pain and discomfort in varying degrees. We ask you to focus on the miracles and progress you are making and not allow the fear of the masses to infect your mind as you move through and beyond all the massive changes that are taking place in your world. Know that, together, we will overcome all adversity. Our mission is to open the way for any dear soul who expresses a desire to return to harmony and attunement with their God self. Dear ones, when you feel alone or are in doubt or despair, come into your pyramid of light and we will give you courage, uplift, and inspire you. When you feel lonely or unloved, move into your heart center and we will be there, waiting to fill you with the radiant love of our Mother or Father God. I am your constant companion. I am Archangel Michael.